Welcome back to 2 Cents. We See Scary Movies, the podcast where we watch horror movies so you don't have to, and then tell you to watch them anyway. I'm Talon, the one who would have seen a town full of children with farm tools and immediately assumed it was some kind of very intense 4-H program. And I'm here with Christopher, who would have driven straight through Gatlin, seen the empty streets and the corn and the dead-eyed kids and said, "Yep, not my problem," and been the only person in this entire movie to survive. This month, we're deep in Red, White, and Screwed, small town America horror, the kind of place where everybody knows your name, you can never find a cop when you need one, and leaving is somehow never an option. We're wrapping up the month in Nebraska, specifically Gatlin, Nebraska. Population, children. Occupation, murder. Religion, complicated. This is Children of the Corn, a 1984 Stephen King adaptation about what happens when you combine a crop failure, a charismatic child preacher, and absolutely zero adult supervision. Christopher's got the lead on this one. Let's get into it.
Awesome! We know how this is gonna go. Don't open that door, don't steal the show. One bad choice and the blood runs red. 5 minutes later, everybody's dead. Say run, I say let's see. That's exactly how they end up on TV. Every scream, every scare, every monster waiting there. 2 cents, we see scary movies. Let's go that way. Laughing while the bodies hit the floor. Somebody's gotta go. One bad plan, one final spot. Welcome to 2 cents, we see scary movies. Hillbillies, slashers, ghosts and sharks, killer dolls and haunted parks, ancient curses, creepy vines. Someone always ignores the warning signs. I say not yet. That's the worst decision they could make. I read every scream, every scare, every monster waiting there. Be scared, be prepared. Don't get caught in the dark.
I feel like, I don't know if it's just my strong personality on this, that the last couple movies, my intro has been not my problem.
I know, I was going to change it,
But
and I
feel
forgot
like
to
that
change it.
It might be my personality trait of, that's just not my fucking problem.
I literally had it when I was reading it. I was like, shit, I forgot to change, because I highlighted it because I was going to change it. And I was like, shit, I forgot to change it.
I'm with it. It's not my fucking problem.
I know.
None of this would have been. So I agree again.
Yeah, because I used that last time and I was like,
Yeah.
shit. Okay, I need to change
It's okay.
it. But
That's just
I
that's my slogan. Not my fucking problem.
that'll be your call. Your end thing will replace the whole thing that Dan used to say, where he used to say, you can put a stock on it. You can say, not my problem.
None of this is my problem.
Although, would that make sense if I said, so Christopher, you have anything else to add? Not my problem.
Not my problem. I know we could try it out, but you're correct on this. A lot of this movie was not my problem, kind of me.
Right.
But we get into it, right? So I'd never seen this movie. I've heard of the movie. I'd never seen it before.
Yeah. Well, it was very
So
different at 51 than it was when I was a small child, and I was in 4th grade, I think. So I was like 9. It was crazy good when I was 9. 51, not so much.
it was, yeah, there was, well, we'll get into all that stuff. Children of the Corn, 1984 is when it
Right.
came out. So did you see it when, like that year it came out?
No, I probably saw it a couple years after that because we had HBO back then. So I probably didn't even see it until I was like 10 or 11, maybe.
Got it.
But I was a kid.
Well, it was 100% an 80s movie.
Yeah,
If
totally.
I've ever seen one. Before we get into the actual movie, to mention something, the story was originally published in Penthouse magazine.
Right.
Stephen King wrote a short story about murderous children for Penthouse. I don't read much Penthouse, but I am.
So you read some.
Just not a lot of it.
You're not really
from
reading.
From what I know of this magazine, I don't know how it fits in their theme, but maybe
Right.
I haven't read enough of them.
Well, he
Seen
did a
their
lot
October issues. I don't know.
Yeah. He did a lot of stuff like that. The Mist, which was also a short story, he wrote for a Men's Health magazine.
So I love that movie, though.
Well, the great thing about that movie is the ending It's not
Mhm.
his ending. Because I've read
Mhm.
the short story, and the short story just ends. They're all in a hotel, and that's that. Like, nothing happens. And the end of the movie is fantastic. It's so much better. And I think even Stephen King likes the end. Like, I wish I'd thought of that kind of ending because it was a great ending compared to the original. But he wrote it for a men's, it was like and it wasn't like all in one thing. It was like, I don't know if the men's came out monthly or what, but he'd do a part of it and then next month it would have continuation. But it was in a men's mag. I guess that was just the way to do it back in the day.
It's just whatever you can get published in is what you were
Right.
going after. I
Yeah.
don't know. So that happened back
Yeah.
then. Let that sink in. But either way, moving on, right? So the movie opens up. I get right into it. Movie opens up with a voiceover of a kid named Job. Everything in my notes is spelled job, so I'm gonna try so hard not to read it that way.
That's how, oddly enough, that's how you spell Job. You'd think there'd be an E at the end, but
Is there not a E?
no, it's Job, like in the Bible.
Even I was gonna ask if that's how it is in the Bible.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this kid named Job, he's narrating. No, Job is narrating present events. It's not too much background, but he's saying something about all the kids were out in the cornfields with this kid named Isaac. But his dad took him to church. He didn't want him to go with Isaac. He didn't like Isaac for
Right.
one reason or another.
There's probably a good reason.
Parental
Yeah.
parental intuition, right?
Right.
Throughout the scenes, there's like context clues of a corn shortage, which we're getting that like this town revolves around their
Right.
corn.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
All they have
Obviously.
to offer. Right. Huge deal. Key to the movie, actually.
Yeah. Corn is a big deal in this movie. I don't know how I figured it out.
Correct. Yeah. Such a big deal. So, yeah, there's a corn shortage. He's going to a diner with his dad after church.
Right.
Turns out his sister is homesick. This was like a check for the timeline for me with the 80s movie. He had to go to the phone to put in some change to make a call.
Right.
And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, right, back then. So he goes to get a milkshake, right? And it looked like a
Uh-huh.
gnarly milkshake. That thing was stout.
Yeah.
His dad's on the phone. He's making a call to check on his daughter. His daughter's not doing well. We see outside of the diner this creepy looking kid named his name's Isaac, but he's just given
Yeah.
like
That's
the
Isaac.
eyes and the head nods. Right. So
And the
he's
hat.
signaling to all the kids inside. The hat did not help. That was a bad choice by him.
Yeah.
Also, he didn't wear the hat in the rest of the movie.
Or a good choice.
I think it was
Well,
that one scene.
I don't know. That's how I remember him. Like
You
in my
froze on me.
memories, Isaac and Malachai are the two that I remember most. And anytime I see the guy that played Malachai in anything else, even to this day, because I've seen him in things as an adult, I'm like, oh, fuck, it's Malachai. I don't think I've ever seen that other kid in anything
Is
else.
he in a lot
Well, I
of
played
stuff?
Isaac, but I've seen Malachai a bunch. Malachai? The guy that plays
I've never
Malachai?
seen him in anything that I recognize. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I've seen him in a bunch of stuff. But he's like burned into my brain as Malachai, so.
That sucks. We see Isaac outside the glass of the diner, and he's doing his head
Right.
nods and like signaling everything. All of a sudden, all hell breaks loose in this fucking diner. They poison the coffee. All the adults start dying everywhere. The kids that are in there go after them with knives, farm equipment, even the deli wheel. They're just messing them up. Like everything they can grab, they're gonna kill the parents, right? So
yeah, and they locked him in there.
Then they just leave, like no words, just gone. It's like okay,
and the only one left is Job.
Correct,
just sitting there,
and nerd ass Job, his dad just died in front of him, and he's like, "What are you doing, Job?" Nothing is what Job was doing. So
well, he's like what, 9, 10, maybe.
I reckon, but he couldn't even just be like, "Damn."
Yeah. Shed a tear, maybe.
Yeah, God bless. I don't know. So yeah, that scene ends. We fast forward 3 years later. Burt and Vicky. I picked up immediately. Vicky is Sarah Connor.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know
Right
she was
before
so
Sarah
popular.
Connor.
Was it?
Yeah, like she tried out for the role of Sarah Connor after this, I think after this movie was made or whatever, but she had gotten cast as Sarah Connor when this movie came out. So there was like a little bit of a crossover in terms of when she tried out and this and that, or she may have tried out before she did this movie and then got a call back, or I don't know. But this movie was pre Sarah Connor, but just a little bit.
I don't know how she got the role after this movie because
Well, they hadn't seen it yet because it hadn't come out.
Good point.
But this was a great movie in the 80s.
Okay, that's fair. Well, she did a phenomenal job, I reckon. But yeah. So they're obviously a couple.
Right.
This was the first jump scare of the movie because it actually did make me jump. It pissed me off so bad. Because
Okay.
like he's laying in bed and she's like gonna wake him up for his birthday and like she blows the or
Right.
whatever. And it made me jump. I was like, I fucking hate myself. So they do. She wakes him up. She's doing this whole big birthday routine. They're driving cross country to Seattle because Burt got a job as a doctor. He just graduated. And by all available evidence, they are completely normal people.
Right.
Who made the catastrophic mistake of driving through Nebraska.
Right.
So while they're on the highway, a kid runs out in front of their car. Now, a little bit of backstory. This kid was actually trying to escape from that town, Gatlin.
Right.
He was running away from the cult, but Burt and Vicky, they obviously don't know that.
Right.
In the previous scene, he's telling two other kids to be lookout while he escapes.
Right. It's Job and his little sister.
Correct. Yep. That's who it is. So his little sister, she literally yells, "No one's looking."
I know.
Out loud. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
I thought the same thing.
Never is that okay. That is.
They're looking now.
Absolutely not. Jesus. Oh my God. So that threw me for a loop. I think I had to pause it and collect myself for a second, right? So anyway, the kid runs away. He's running away from the cold. He's going through the cornfield. There's a couple cut scenes of smaller stuff, but essentially he jumps out on the road and Burt runs him over with the car.
Right. Because, well, Malachai caught up with him in the corn just as he was almost at the road and just slashed him all up. I'm surprised the kid is still alive and made his way out to the road.
Right. Well, that comes up, right? So, yeah, there's a little incident in the corn. He gets cut up by Malachai because he's trying to escape. Then he gets out in the road. And Burt, he fucking clobbered him. He was hauling ass down that road. So, that was the best special effects of the whole movie because he fucking nailed him.
Right.
And, you know, Burt goes out to look at the body. He is messed up. Vicky gets on my nerves for the first time in this movie. Comes up and goes, is he dead, Vic? Yes, Vicky. Yes, he's fucking, he's not here.
Well, her reaction.
Come on,
she walks
Vicky.
up because he's down. Burt is down, on the ground with the kid, checking him over. And she just casually walks. She knows they hit the kid. She knows it.
Yeah.
She walks over. She can see the kid. She barely has any reaction whatsoever. She's just like, oh, wow, dead kid. No, she doesn't say it, but she's just like nothing. and then she asks him, is he dead? And when he says yes, she's all of a sudden like, no. And she buries her head in his chest. But the reaction was so blah. And then they hit a kid and kill a kid. And she's able to go back into the car and take a nap.
That's in my notes. Because that shit pissed me off so bad. So, yeah. Oh my gosh. 100%. So I'll get to that part because I can't. Burt gets out and he sends her back in the car. He's like, go back in the car, lock the doors. I don't know why she needs to lock the doors, but she does.
Right.
Go sit your ass in the car.
Well, the reason why he told him
So,
to lock the doors is because he could tell that he had been slashed up by something other than the car. So he knew there was something out there going on. Like there was somebody that did this to this kid. He knew he was already, because he's a doctor. He knows. So, so that's why he was like, lock the doors.
okay, I looked at this much more like as him being an idiot, but I guess that does make a little more sense. Because
He
I
wasn't.
was I was a little critical on how he just happened to stumble across the briefcase in the field,
Right.
like
That's because he knew there was something
looking,
suspicious.
and yeah, so the briefcase right of it, it's covered in blood, all that kind of stuff. I guess he's starting to put it together.
Right.
No excuse for Vicky being like halfway asleep in the car.
No. She took a
None
nap.
at
It
all.
was like no big deal. No adrenaline whatsoever.
Right. And then the redhead kid, get it, Malachi.
uh
He's like just circling the car with the knife, but not
Right.
doing anything. He's pissing me off that whole time because she's like
Well,
kind of starting to wake up, and then he's like, oh, but he's still, oh.
well, I was wondering because I think well, this part didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me because he was circling around the car and he was almost about to open the door when all of a sudden she wakes up. So I was like, was that a dream? How would she be able to dream Malachi? But it made it seem like it was a dream, but there's no way she even knew who Malachi was.
Right.
So it was a
Yeah,
weird scene. It didn't make sense.
a little conflicting, right?
Yeah.
And so apparently she gets out of the car, she goes back to the body, and he fucking springs up like a zombie, but then she wakes up.
Yeah.
And it is a dream. So
Yeah.
she was full on asleep, this fucking bitch,
Yeah.
after they just killed some kid.
It doesn't make sense that she would know what Malachi would look like.
No, it's a little, it might be an error on the movie right
Yeah, a
there.
little bit.
So,
Stephen King hated this movie, by the way.
who directed it? Do you know?
It should be in the notes.
I wonder why they disagreed on the movie. That's
He
interesting.
didn't like it. It was too different from the story, the book, the short story, I guess. He
Okay.
doesn't really like a lot of his adaptations for his movies, but they're hard. Some of them are hard to do because he's got some weird shit that it's easier in your imagination than to put it on screen.
Well, yeah, and especially with the, like, the special effects they had back in the 80s.
Right. Yeah.
Some of that stuff was I was like, "I get it, but, like, that's not,
Yeah.
it doesn't
There's
really."
one very popular movie that is done on one of his stories that I have a very unpopular opinion of, but I'm saving it for a theme sometime because it's just one of those people don't like us because of our Lake Mungo, which you weren't a part of, but our Lake Mungo thoughts. But when they hear this one, they're going to be super pissed. They're going to really hate me.
Well, that's how we keep the viewers on the hook. It's like,
Right.
this will be down the road.
So have they put the baby, the body in the trunk yet?
That was my very last part of the note is
Okay.
Burt, he puts the body in the trunk. I have a lot of notes on this whore falling asleep after they hit a child. I don't know why. They all seem like they don't have their shit together. I don't know what they're
Right.
doing just to get this kid in the car.
Yeah.
He sees it as evidence of another crime, right?
Right.
So
Mhm.
he's gonna, I guess his thought process is, "This is my evidence, I'm gonna put it in the trunk." It's like,
Right. I'm going to
yeah,
touch all over
totally
it.
makes you, yeah, makes you look so unguilty. Thank you.
Fortunately, back in the day, they didn't have DNA and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Because it would have been like, your DNA's all over this kid
yeah,
and all this shit. So,
right.
but
Here's
yeah,
good story. My note specifically says the newly graduated doctor saying that he was dead but still able to walk into the street and none of it was your fault and the body in the trunk is going to be the evidence of that.
right.
So on paper it sounds great.
Yeah.
Like totally doable at the police station. Everyone's going to be like,
Yeah.
"Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
you're
Just lay him
correct."
here on the counter. We'll take the rest. Thanks.
Got that going on. There's a couple cut scenes of the two other kids, Job and Sarah.
Yeah.
Sarah?
Yeah. Sister.
Right. But it's not like immediately relevant to the story. Basically, Burt and Vicky need to find a phone because they're going
Right.
to try to explain this over the phone. That's going to go fucking smooth as butter. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Great plan. So Burt and Vicky are trying to find the phone. Obviously, be way too easy of a movie. There are no phones anywhere.
Yeah. They're in the middle of corn. It's nothing but corn
Yeah.
for miles.
Nothing but corn.
Yeah.
They find a mechanic with a dog as his foreman, I reckon,
Yeah.
handing him tools. I was so critical. This was such I didn't write anything about it. I just internalized this so bad. He asked for like a 6 wrench, I assume
Mhm.
6 millimeter. And
Right.
he's like,
Weird one.
nope, better have an 8. I'm not a mechanic. Jameson is,
Yeah.
but this motherfucker brings back a wrench that's like 8 times as big, and he's like, perfect, thanks. So that just bothered me.
Right.
Which proves this point. The mechanic was completely useless when they stop and see him. Like,
Yeah.
couldn't help him at all. He's like, nope, you need to go to the next town. It's about 20 miles or whatever. And they're like, what about this Gatlin town? And he's like, nope, I wouldn't go there. I'd just roll on through.
Right.
Right. They end up going to Gatlin anyway because he's technically like not employed, but he's under their
He's being
watch.
blackmailed, basically. They're like,
Right.
you do what we tell you or you die.
Pretty much.
Right.
Which I didn't make much notes of this, but he does pretty much die because the kids find out and they
Oh, yeah,
don't
yeah.
like him.
And I don't even understand. He didn't do anything wrong. He sent them he told them not to go to Gatlin, but gave them directions to basically go to Gatlin. So they were, running in circles around cornfield and cornfield and cornfield. And for some reason, they figured, because they found out that the people were in town because Sarah has this site, the little girl, Job's sister. She has this site and she draws it out, and she drew a picture of them coming into town. So they knew that they were coming. And I don't know if maybe they figured, oh, he didn't tell us they were coming. So now we're mad at him and we're going to go kill him. So they kill him and the dog.
Yeah. And that fucked me up about the dog too. I was like, leave the dog out of it. There's no need.
He's the only other mechanic in town. Why are you killing the dog?
Right. Yeah. And I think Malachai was just a fucking dick.
Oh yeah. He was power tripping big time. He was on a
like
major
him.
power trip.
This does bring me to my favorite scene of the movie, the whole movie. They're like trying to get to the other town, not Gatlinburg or Gatlin. Where is Gatlinburg? That's in
Tennessee.
Virginia.
Tennessee.
Oh. So they're driving and they're trying to not go to Gatlin. Every sign, it's like Gatlin 4 miles to the right, and they'll go left. And they'll be like Gatlin 2 miles to the right, and they'll go left.
Right.
And they're like, what the fuck? Who made these signs and everything? So and then they get on these like fucking dirt roads between the corn.
Right.
And you have to like slam on brakes because there's a right or a left in the corn.
Yeah.
And there's a thud from the trunk. And Vicky goes, what was that? I was like, you dumb bitch.
Did you forget?
Fucking my boy Burt comes in. Probably my golf bags. Like, yeah. Yeah, 100%, dude. Just my golf bags. We don't have a dead body of a child in our trunk just rolling around right now. Like, both of y'all ought to be ashamed for this scene. I could not. That was the highlight of the movie, was that scene right there. Jesus. So they go through all this bullshit. They end up right back at the mechanic shop, and they're like, fuck it, we're going to Gatlin.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess they follow the signs to Gatlin. I don't know how useful that is, but the town's empty. There are no people, no moving cars, just fucking corn.
Yeah.
Corn
It's a
everywhere.
ghost town.
That's all they have.
And corn everywhere. And corn in the town. Like everything is intertwined with corn stalks. Like they've put them in the cars and in the doors and on pictures and in the offices.
I want to remember that comment at the end, please, because I had a problem with the ending. So just
Remember what
that
comment
comment.
at the end?
There's corn fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Like literally covering the town, outside of the town, on everything, around everything.
Right.
It's just corn. That's all they have.
Yeah.
Just and it's not even like a nice, it's like a shitty town with like energy that something went wrong. You can tell.
Right. And no one has bothered to figure out what in 3 years.
Or even just to come try to clean it up a little bit.
Right.
But apparently they park at the diner where everything went down
Yeah.
just by pure luck to
Well,
get out
yeah.
and look for a phone, right?
And they figure there's probably gonna be a phone and it probably open, so
Right. So they get out and they mess around in the diner. They like look back outside and kids are messing with their car
right.
and they assume they're trying to steal it, right? So Burt insists on chasing after them and not letting him get away. I feel like at this point, they have just completely forgotten that they have just committed vehicular manslaughter and have a dead body rolling around in the back of their trunk like a set of golf bags. Okay.
Right.
Like, those kids are fucking with my car. How dare they?
Yeah.
You've got one in your trunk,
Right.
homie. What are you? How dare you be so judgmental? It made me so mad. It's like, whatever happens to you, you've got it coming to you.
Right.
But so while they're exploring, because the kids get away or whatever, but they're like trying to find a phone, looking through the town. While they're into exploring, like looking for help, they run into one of the kids that's not part of the cult. And by run into, I mean they break into their house.
Right. Not with their car.
Like,
Yeah.
no, yeah. Like I was like, dude, and how is any of this normal?
Yeah.
But they find this little girl in her living room after they break into her house and they're looking around, be like, hello.
Yeah. So she's up in her bedroom upstairs. It's Sarah, Job's sister.
Right. You know, they find her. She's all by herself. They still don't have like any adult interaction in this town.
Right.
Still confused. Basically, Burt and Vicky get into like a disagreement of what to do, more or
Yeah.
less, after they find this little girl. Because she's like, what, like probably like 7, 8, I reckon.
Yeah, she's probably about 6 or 7, 8, somewhere in there. I figure Joe was maybe 10. He might be 9 or 10. She might be 6 or 7.
In that very like super young age.
Yeah.
So I guess at this point, Burt decides they're going to separate and she stay with this girl and he's
Right.
going to go keep looking for help, which is still the craziest fucking thing to me, that
Right.
they're going to act like it's normal for them to just walk into their house
Yeah.
because they don't know what's going on.
Not only do they
And
walk in, but they walk in and go all around and even upstairs. Like it's one
yeah,
thing to, I guess, walk in and just kind of look and then see, okay, nobody's here, and then walk back out. But then to just go right on in and then go up into well, he did go into the kitchen and found that the phone doesn't work, or the cord had been cut. And he was
yeah.
like, shit. And then they just go upstairs. And it's like, why would you go upstairs in some stranger's house in a strange town? Like, how rude.
Rude as shit.
Yeah.
What?
And Astro
Isn't
agrees.
that rude? Astor said that's rude as hell. So yeah. And then I think that's where it comes out a little more that she can draw the pictures that are
Yeah, 'cause she's
prophetic.
drawing.
But while this is happening and Bert's gone, fucking off, Vicky is captured by that dang redhead and all his goons.
Right.
And Sarah literally happens to be drawing a picture of Vicky being captured
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah.
And I was like, could have drawn a little quicker. Could have helped your girl out just a little bit, right? So the next part cuts to a scene where Vicky is put on a cross made of corn to be an offering.
Yeah.
In my notes, I thought I was hilarious. I said the Maiziah. I thought that was the funniest thing I've ever thought of in my life. And that was completely original. I swear, I thought that was so fucking funny for myself. So I hope that stays in here.
It will.
Yeah, the Maiziah.
Well, the funny thing about this is, as a kid, I didn't realize what Isaac was saying. As an adult, I was like, oh, okay. It was a totally thing. Because it's the one, was it the one behind the rose?
Yeah, the little demon dude.
Yeah, they called him the one behind the rose. And when I was a kid, I thought the
Yeah.
rose, ROSE. And I
Oh.
never understood why a rose all of a sudden when you're in corn. But now as an adult, I'm like, oh, rows of corn, ROWS. But yeah, when I was a kid, I thought there was
Right,
a
right.
rose. Yeah.
I
Which
got
sounds
you.
nice for a demon. Why, he's about a rose. That's nice. Nice
Oh,
demon.
yeah, and he probably smells good too.
Yeah, it smells
great. Yeah, so that's happening. That was probably like the scariest part of the movie to me because I was like, that would fucking suck, actually.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of kids putting me on a
Yeah.
corn cross.
Right.
It is a
creepy
bad
kids.
day.
Creepy kids are the worst. Anyway.
But yeah. And I will say at that point, the casting person did a great job on this movie. Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
picked the creepiest kids they could, and
Yeah.
the poor kids. Like, wish them the best on the rest of their career. But they were solid for these roles, okay? They were doing great. So, cut to the cult. Things are getting a little political in the corn
Yeah.
cult.
Yeah.
Malachai, redhead, the number
Yeah.
2, the ginger I've been referencing. He's got a lot of big feelings.
He definitely wants to be number 1.
He definitely and he has no outlet other than murder, right?
Right. And technically, though, I will say, in Malachi's defense, he was doing all the work.
Right.
I mean, Isaac was just, go do this. I'm going to hang out here in the corn and talk to my guy in the rose and whatever, demon friend. But you go do everything that needs to be done. You keep all the kids in line. You get all the adults that might pass through town. He did everything. So he probably, with good reason, felt like he deserved to be head honcho.
Well, and for 3 years, he had to do something to make it work.
Right.
So, yeah he probably did not get enough credit.
No.
And he expresses that.
Yeah.
All the work that he put in, he's just not getting the credit. And Malachi basically says he stages a coup. He's going to turn everyone against him, right?
Right.
Office politics happens everywhere, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I cut to another thing. Burt goes out to find Vicky.
Uh-huh.
This tripped me out, but it made me laugh. He stumbles into a church where there's a congregation of children, and they're all about to drink a bunch of blood out of a corn bowl.
Right.
I was like, oh, that's perfect for this movie. That's exactly what I was thinking. And then he gets stabbed. Like, right in the... He's like, what the fuck are y'all doing? And they're like, nope. Dude.
Well, this is the crazy part about this scene is there's a kid who is 18 and about to turn 19. He's on the cusp of his birthday night before he turns 19.
Oh, I missed that part. That makes more sense now, actually.
Yeah, so basically what they do is when you turn 19, I don't know why 19. Why isn't it 18? Or I would think...
Was it different
20,
back then?
I don't know. I would think 20 would be I would think 20 would make more sense because at 20, you're no longer in the teens. So you're no longer a kid. I would call it that way. But 18 was adult back in the day. So that's why, or even now, 18 is an adult. So why 19? I don't know. But anyway, before you're 19, you get sacrificed willingly. You want to be sacrificed to be with your God, the God behind the rose. So he's up there on the altar and they're all doing their chants and their whatever, and they're about to kill him. And that's when Bert's like, what are you guys doing? This is crazy. What's wrong with you
he's
people?
like, chill out, y'all.
Yeah, he was. He was like, you guys just need to calm the fuck down.
Right.
But the weird thing is at some point, they're going to run out of kids.
At some point. Well,
Like,
what are
what?
the kids doing? Did they well, I don't know. Did they make more kids?
I don't
He
think
was
so.
18.
I mean, unless they decide at some point when, all the girls reach the age in which they can have babies, they decide to have babies. But if they don't do that, and it wasn't showing none of those kids were pregnant. So
Mm-mm.
at some point, you're going to run out of kids.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just go to the next town.
Yeah. Ooh, just Isaac by himself?
Then the next cornfield,
Mm.
whatever.
And honestly, Malachi looked a lot older than any of
Yeah,
those
yeah, yeah.
kids.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I guess they just eventually the towns run up and the demon goes to the next cornfield. Maybe he switches crops. Maybe he goes to like tomatoes.
Soybeans. Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
So where were we? Oh, yeah. So he gets stabbed. Right.
Yeah, he gets stabbed. Like just and he's like, "What the fuck are y'all doing?" Basically, and he gets stabbed. He
Mm,
runs away. I love that he runs away. Like getting stabbed in the chest is nothing. Like
right.
he's like, "I'll be fine." I do
He
like
does really
also
well with
like
that
that
stab wound.
he's well, he does, and like
Mm.
the special effects of this '80s movie, like the blood was like just like a strip this long, and that's
Right.
it. Like that's all that happens. You'll be fine. Walk it off.
Right. That's what we did in the 80s. We walked everything off.
Well, as he's like running away, he like bonks his head,
Yeah.
and that affects him more than the
The stab.
chest wound with a knife. So bonked his head, got stabbed. He's running away. All the kids are after him. Job sees him running, right? And he's like,
Mhm.
"Let me give you a place to hide."
Yeah.
Goes into the storm shelter. That's where he sees Sarah, the girl from earlier,
Right.
and them, and they're all like hiding from these evil children.
Yeah.
Which I also thought was interesting, just as a side comment, that these are the only 2 kids that haven't bought into this, and all of the
Right. And
other
they're
ones
so
have.
little. Yeah. They
Right.
must have had really good parents.
Well, he did say that his daddy didn't like Isaac.
Hmm.
I'd be like,
Right.
Isaac is kind of a shitbag thus far. So
Yeah.
they're in the basement and everything, and Job is giving Burt the rundown of Isaac, the redhead, the other kids, and the whole shit situation.
Right.
I've got a little gap in my notes here, but I know essentially he just goes out and finds Vicky.
Yeah.
He also finds Isaac on the cross instead of Vicky getting sacrificed
Right.
because
Well,
Malachi has.
the kids took them. What happened? It's been a few weeks since I've watched this. So Job and Sarah, while they were in the fallout shelter or whatever, she was
Mhm.
patching Bird up with the first aid kit or
Yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
they did. Right.
So, but then
Professional at age 7,
you're right.
fucking for bandaging a chest wound. Correct.
So when she grows up, she becomes a nurse and works in the hospital with Bert. Um,
Part 2.
yeah. so, so he tells them about, because he knows that Vicky was last with Sarah, and they're like, oh, she's out in the corn. So they
Mhm.
take him to this barn, and they get to the top of the barn, and up there, he's like, I can show you. We can go up and look for her because you can see everything from up here. Job says this.
Right.
So they go up
Right,
to the
right.
barn. They get up to the top of the barn. They open the big old barn door at the top, and they see out, and you can see all the corn, and you can see this part in the corn where it's all been taken out, and he can see that there's a cross and there's a bunch of kids out there. So that's how he goes out to the corn and knows where to find Vicky.
Right, right, right. Yep, correct. And forgive me because my notes, they got kind of fucked here. But basically, he goes and he finds Vicky. She's with Redhead. He sees Isaac on the cross. And then Isaac gets pretty much eaten by he who walks behind the rose.
Right, because yeah, they've had the coup, they've tied him up to the cross. He's gonna be the
Yeah.
one that they're gonna give. And Isaac the whole time is like, you guys have no idea. He talks to me. He doesn't talk to
Hmm.
Malachi. He talks to me. You guys are fucked if you do this. He wasn't wrong.
He was not wrong. And this is where also the special effects go like super downhill, which
Oh yeah, yeah. This gets
is
bad.
what it is. I get it. I reckon there was like the mind's eye was good for this part of the story, not
Right.
whatever that was, but some yellow amoeba eats Isaac as he's screaming.
Yeah, you can see it rolls under the ground.
Yeah.
And then it comes up or whatever and takes Isaac, like he shoots out or something because he ends up out into the corn.
Yeah, like explodes. It's like a rocket. It's like a corn rocket ship.
Yeah. It's fueled by corn oil.
Dude,
so
what? I think they like hinted at that earlier in the movie
ethanol.
too.
Yeah. Right. That's where they're getting their gas from is the corn because they need a ton of gas. But
for all the vehicles they don't know how to drive. Yeah,
right.
I got it.
I was like, what? Because, they were all picked because Isaac at one point got pissed off at Malachai for killing the mechanic. And Isaac was like, that's where we get all our gas and oil from. And I'm like, what the fuck you need gas and oil for? What are you doing?
Fucking what, homie? Yeah.
Are you powering up your bicycle? Like, what are you doing? With all your gas and oil. I mean, maybe for heat. Real. But anyway, so he's shot out over into the corn and he's gone. And now Malachai is in charge.
100% gone.
99% gone.
Like a moment. So, and this pissed me off too. The quickest, like, condensing of a plot I've ever seen in my life is fucking Burt comes over. He just bonks Malachai right across the face. He shoves Vicky out and she's saved.
Yeah.
It's like, that's it.
Right. Yeah. It was
more
super fast.
To the point. Yeah. Like super. Yeah. Get out a good bonk. They get into it again and he beats the shit out of him. But he's lecturing the kids basically of like, y'all are dumb for listening to these people.
Yeah. And he goes through this whole thing. Burt gives this big speech to the children where he convinces them their God is fake and they've been manipulated by Isaac. And it works. It takes maybe 3 minutes. And you've got to understand, these kids have been running a murder cult for 3 years. They've killed dozens of people. And Burt basically just goes, hey, have you considered that maybe Isaac was wrong? And they go, huh?
What?
Really?
But why?
I hadn't thought of that. It is the fastest deprogramming in the history of cults. Like most people spend years in therapy after leaving a high control group. These kids needed 1 sentence and they were good.
Right. Yeah. He's just like, and they're like, oh, makes sense. Except for fucking the redhead. He goes back after him because he's just an ornery ass person.
Yeah.
Might have something to do with the red hair. I don't know. Yeah. Not judging. But he does, and then Burt just beats shit out of him.
Right.
Just
Burt's a
like
grown man.
A grown ass man. Yeah. He beat the shit out of him. So either way, that all goes down. And then right after that, Isaac comes back.
And he's looking rough.
Pissed. And sounds pissed, looks pissed, all
he's
of it.
He's a mess. Yeah, his hair's all crazy.
Right. So he's the demon now. And then first order of business, kill Malachai. You pissed me off. You put me on a corn cross. Yeah. You're done. Not happy with you.
Right.
So, sure enough, he takes him right out with one hand. Just,
well, he's a demon. He's possessed, so he's got all this strength. I mean, it's got to be why.
I reckon there was something with it, but he does.
Because he's a tiny little guy.
Oh, yeah. Little bitty kid. Yeah. And he takes him out. And then everybody's running away because they're all like, fuck.
Like let's follow Burt.
This is not a good spot.
He's our new leader.
Like, I'm fucking gone too. So later, nerds. So everyone like scatters. And then they end up back in that barn they were looking at with
Job and Sarah.
Sarah and Job, yeah. And they're like, all of a sudden, Job's like, oh, hey, I have a Bible verse that'll fix everything. It's a little bit more than that in the movie, but that's essentially what happened. We're like, the thing is
Burt reads the Bible verse, I think almost expecting, like, saying the words out loud, something magical was going to happen. Because shit's going down out in the cornfield. It's going crazy out there. So,
Dude.
and everything's rumbling, and all the other kids are getting in the barn too because there's thunder and clouds and all kinds of crazy shit's happening. And so they're like, the way to fix this is by reading this Bible verse. So he reads it. Well, nothing's happening. But then a light bulb goes off because of the words in the verse. He realizes, oh, it's corn, fire. Fire will get rid of corn.
This was the second most pissed off thing I did in this movie. Because he reads the whole verse, right? And he's basically like, what the fuck does that mean? And Vicky's like, lake of fire.
Right.
Fire. We need to burn it down. I was like, what? And they're all like, yeah, burn it down. Fuck it.
When did you become this smart, Vicky? You forgot you had a dead body that's still in the back of your car, by the way.
Bro, that she's mistaken for golf bags. Fucking dumbass.
That kid is still in the car.
Oh my God. So, yeah. They're all fucking dumb. She's put 2 and 2 together to make 6 and decided to burn down the whole fucking cornfield, which I'll go back to my comment earlier. How are you going to burn down the cornfield? It's fucking everywhere.
Yeah. It's all over.
They're going to burn down this little section. It was the whole fucking state. Right. There was nothing but corn there.
I mean, I get it. Your options are limited probably. And yeah, fire burns down the corn, but how does fire get rid of a demon? Isn't that where they come from?
Figured they might like it. I don't know.
Right.
Apparently that is what they all deduced to fix the problem. So
right.
Burt goes, he fills the irrigation pumps with gasoline. Didn't know it was that easy to do, but
yeah,
that
was a quick fix. Like
no problem. Runs the hose out, puts it on. Oh, and this pissed me off too. I was done at this point. The corn attacks him, and I was like,
yeah,
no,
it's like wraps around him. Yeah,
yeah. This was like the Ruins movie, but like,
oh yeah,
fucking shitty.
That's right. Yeah,
dude. If I died by getting attacked by corn, don't even mention it. Just be like, he passed away, and that's all we need to say. Don't mention how it happened, because I don't need y'all to know that. And then little fucking Joby comes out with his pocket knife. He's like, don't worry, I'll save you. And he's free.
Yeah, and Bert's pissed off that he's out there. He's like, I told you to stay in the barn. Dude, he just saved you from the corn.
Yeah, you're fucking welcome.
Yeah, right. Yeah. This kid's been living here
bastard.
for a while. He knows.
So, he sucks.
Right.
And yeah, he's done all this. There's about 5-10 minutes of farm equipment operation that we don't need to know about. Oh. And that this child is explaining how to work.
Right.
Cool. Fucking takes a Molotov, basically just to set all up. He throws it. He fucks it up somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can mess that up.
He gets it in the dirt lane rather than in the corn. All that corn. And he misses it and gets it into a row of dirt.
And then Job, he runs out, grabs the bottle, still on fire. Let's keep that in mind.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
This piece of shit kid runs it back to him and says, throw it again, but do it right. And I would be like, I would lose my fucking mind. I'd be like, you could just like throw it, but he couldn't throw it 5 feet over and throw it.
Well, the kid could have done it himself, but he was being chased by the demon in the ground.
The kid was being a smartass at that point. He went and picked the flaming bottle up, brought it back, and said, hey, try again, dumbass.
Yeah, he could have just like taken it, moved his hand over like this, and then just set one thing on fire, and the whole thing would have gone up because it's pouring down gasoline, right?
Right.
But he is being chased by the demon mole in the ground.
The demon mole, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, another amazing piece of cinematography. in my opinion, for him to just be the biggest smartass ever filmed, and brings it back, be like, throw it again, but like correctly.
Right. Do it in that direction.
I would have thrown that kid with the fucking bottle at that point. I would have lost my fucking mind. So he throws it right this time. Everything goes up in flames, and then the demon is the most basic CGI destroyed I've ever seen in my life.
Right. I don't even know. Again, I don't know why this kills the demon unless the demon needs corn to survive. And now, as the corn is burning up, you see this red laser beam.
Oh, yeah. And he's like,
shoots up into the sky. There's a big cloud. And of course, the cloud distorts into this creepy face. And it's. And then
it was a
poof.
big frown. It was
yeah.
No.
He was not happy. Yeah. I'm like, I'm sure you can find more corn. There's more than just this corn. I guarantee it. We saw them drive through a lot of corn, but
yeah,
he needed this corn, and it somehow got rid of them. Got rid of the demon. It was amazing.
took it out. So yeah. So then they just walk away after all that.
Uh-huh.
And then they're walking to the car. It's fucking Burt and Ding Dong and Sarah and Joe.
Right.
There's been an underlying tone of like Burt and Sarah Connor having like
Vicky.
commitment problems, right?
Yeah.
So now they've got 2 kids and they're fine. They're making like jokes about like, do y'all want to stay with us like for a week, for a month?
Forever.
Super assumed of the kids not know. These poor kids are about to be let down. Be like, actually, we're just gonna drop you off at the fucking up.
Yeah. With this other kid in the back. Yeah.
Yeah. How does the adoption agency sound actually? But yeah, so they're gonna take them and they're gonna keep them, I guess, as their kids forever from now on.
So we're gonna walk back to town. Why didn't you go back to the car? I don't remember.
Well, they did go to the car.
But why? Because they were just gonna walk to town. Oh, a map. I think they needed a map. That's what it was.
Well, they found out their car was covered in fucking corn.
Right, it was covered in corn.
As if there wasn't enough.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Car's covered in corn. It's done. They need to get the map. And old boy Burt goes in there to get the map. He's like digging through. And one of the other kids, I guess, has not letting go of this ideology.
Right.
Has her little scythe and is about to kill Burt, and just with the biggest miss of all time, just somehow misses him from the back seat. Like, fucking good on you, Burt, or poor judgment on her. Hops out. She starts coming after him. He bonks that car door right in her forehead. And Vicky goes, yeah, she's out. I was like, you might want to put her in the trunk with the other one. She's fucking dead, bro. You just got her right in the fucking forehead.
Yeah, she's the one that was conducting the thing at the church with the boy that was going to sacrifice himself.
Right,
so
right.
And she was basically Malachai's second hand. So she was all up in everything. She was still quite devoted. So, and then they all just walked away. Yeah.
They all just walk away. And
they're going to walk to the other town.
Well, they have my kind of mentality. Not my problem anymore.
Not my problem. And that's the end.
Movie.
All right. So my thoughts on this movie. So a few things. Well, first is Isaac. So I actually thought the kids were great in this movie. I thought the acting by the children was... Peter Horton, who played Burt, his acting wasn't horrible. Sarah Connor, Vicky, I can't even think of her real name right now. She was horrible in this movie. Her acting was terrible. But Isaac, he's played by a guy named John Franklin, who was 23 years old when they filmed this, but he had some kind of growth hormone deficiency, which made his voice... Yeah, it made his voice, the way he looked, his stature, all of that was real because he had something that made him not grow well, I guess.
Really?
So that wasn't a performance. It was like he changed his voice or anything like that. That was just him and how he was. So, and I felt like Isaac was genuinely unnerving in a way that was hard to explain. I mean, even as an adult now, like, of course, all the things now as an adult, all the, the special effects were, when you're 8 years old in the 80s or 9 years old or whatever, those special effects are amazing. But
Mm.
now it's weird looking. But performance wise, I thought Isaac, Malachai, they all did an excellent job. And I think Isaac was genuinely unnerving in a way that's hard to explain because your brain keeps, because there was something about him. Because even though he's playing a kid, there was something about him when you looked at him that, and I guess it's because of the hormone deficiency he had, it made him look like you almost felt like he was older
Mm-hmm.
or something. There was something about him that it truly was menacing how he was. And it could have just been because of his look and not as much of his acting. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought he did really well, and he did a really good job. And the kids did all the work in this movie, really. They're really the ones that pulled this movie along and got,
They were the
did all
only
the
ones
heavy
in the
lifting.
movie, bro.
Well, they did the heavy lifting in terms of acting because Vicky was terrible and
Yeah, Vicky sucked.
yeah, whatever. And the demon, the one who walks behind the rose, is almost entirely off screen for most of the film.
Mm-hmm.
You never see its essence or whatever. You see rolling dirt because he gets a couple of times, but most of it, the dirt moves in waves through the cornfield. You see some lights, you can hear it. And for a while, that's enough. That restraint works, because sometimes it's nice to have a character that's a scary character that you don't really see, or it's a character that you can see a little bit, but it doesn't speak. Those kinds of things are a little scarier than if you have one that you see all the time or you speak, because it gets to the point where you're used to it, it doesn't have the same effect. But the
Mm-hmm.
moment this stopped working, though, is absolutely the ending when they do show it more directly. And it's very clearly a lighting effect that goes awry. It's a horrible lighting effect. And it's not aged particularly well at all. And the movie earns its ambiguity because it was an ambiguous creature. You don't really know what it's like or what it looks like or what it is. And then in the final act, they just spend it. And they kind of ruin it when they do the whole cloud with the face. It just kind of fucks it all up. They should have done something else. They should have almost kept it so that you couldn't really see it and you just knew it was gone in a
Mm-hmm.
way, but without really showing it, because the way they showed it just kind of ruined it, I thought. As an adult.
Well, I
As a
mean,
kid, I thought it was fantastic. As an adult now, I just it kind of ruined it.
right. But I mean, like, and that's the important thing is like, if you don't use whatever special effects you had back then, how does it progress and get better to whatever it is nowadays? So,
Well, I mean, I understand that the special effects and stuff were different, and there are a lot of movies from back in that time that had special effects that even though today they look weird, they are still really good special effects in terms of what they had to use. But this one, I feel like it almost would have been a better ending had they just kind of kept the monster or the demon or whatever a little more ambiguous like they had all along and found a different way to explain its demise or show its demise in another way other than the way they did it. But I guess at that time, though, again, as a kid, I thought it was fantastic. But just
mhm,
now, it just doesn't hold. I mean, it doesn't age. It doesn't. That kind of special effects doesn't age now, as well as other movies that were old. The special effects still do pretty well. They hold up okay because they did something with it that wasn't so obvious. Of course, I liked the idea of the story. I mean, it's Stephen King. I was a huge Stephen King fan growing up, and I read a whole bunch. I had tons of books by him. I still have a bunch, and I read all the time, and I read a bunch of his books. And I'll actually, because I read so many of his books, a lot of the movies were ruined for me because the books are so much better.
mhm,
But I would say 9-year-old me would have given this like a 9 out of 10, at least at that time.
m'kay,
51-year-old me, I would have to probably give it maybe And I'm going to do this because the kids were so good. Their acting was great. They did a great job. I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 3 cents for the kids alone, because the kids were so good at. They really portrayed their parts well. They were doing it. They pulled the whole movie.
So that means you have an average of 6 cents. 3
Oh.
plus 9.
You had to use your calculator for that?
Just wanted to make sure I was accurate.
9 plus 3 is 12. Divided by 2 is 6.
Yep, nailed it. One of my sponsors, Apple, wanted me to.
I think in your notes, do you have the IMDb rating for what this IMDb rating for this movie is?
Possibly. Let me look at it real quick. It's a 6 out of 10.
Okay. It's the average. That's what my average is. 6.
Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it?
All right. So what are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm very critical.
Yeah. You hate kids in movie, like kids that dominate the movie.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm not a huge fan of older horror movies. I will say that this movie was more fun to talk about.
Right.
Than
well, that's the
other
thing with
movies
the
we've
older
done.
movies. You may not like the older movies, but they are the best ones to talk about because there's so much dumb shit, or bad movies, even not just older movies, but bad movies, because they're fun to talk about because there's so much shit in them that you can talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I definitely enjoyed talking about this one more. As far as like if I was just watching it and like kept it to myself and went to bed, I'd say I'm good. No, thank you.
Right.
But because of the fun, and I had fun like writing notes because I was like, the golf bag thing was fucking hilarious. Shit like that. I'll give it a 4.
Wow.
Is that higher than I usually do?
I'm surprised. I'm surprised you gave it a 4. I just figured you would gonna give it way less than me even.
I just enjoyed like the whole aspect of the movie, like watching it and then talking about it and then making my notes and like the things I picked up. Yeah. It was much more fun.
Right. So, all right. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Just my catchphrase, it's not my fucking problem.
That's true.
Got
So that was Children of the Corn, a movie about how an entire town of adults got murdered by children with farm tools, and somehow the scariest part is how long it took 2 people from outside to notice something was wrong. That wraps up Red, White, and Screwed for us here at 2 cents. Next month, we're heading into August, and the theme is Killer Robots, which I'm going to have to come up with a much cooler title than that because that's just boring. We're kicking it off with Shopping Mall, another 1986 movie, or an 80s movie. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. About security robots in a shopping mall that decide the most efficient solution to after-hours trespassing is murder. You can find it on multiple platforms. We'll have the details in the show notes. Until then, be scared, be prepared, and don't get caught in the dark.